Hello, Cecil County and beyond. I am Julie Elliott with Cecil TV, and I have with me tonight Tracy Reynolds, who is the Senior Vice President of Cecil Bank. And we're going to talk about credit scores tonight. Hi, Tracy.
Hi, Julie. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for coming. So what affects your score?
So your credit score is made up of a lot of different things, but as you know, you can't do anything in this day and age without it affecting your credit score or your credit being checked. If you go apply for a loan or you even go to get insurance, they usually do a credit check. So it's very important. Your credit score is made up of a number of things that put into it, and they come out with a number. And it ranges from 300 all the way up to like 850 is like the best credit score that I've ever seen. So things that flip into that are how long you've had credit, your payment history. Do you pay your bills on time and you make the full payment on time? How much debt you have outstanding. So if you have a credit card that has $1,000 limit, do you constantly keep the balance up to that $1,000 limit? And then the types of credit that you have. So credit cards are ranked a little bit differently than a mortgage would be or a car loan.
Okay. And how do you get a copy of your credit score?
You can go online to annualcreditreport.com. Maryland residents are entitled to a free copy of your credit report once a year. And I would recommend that you check your credit on a regular basis to make sure that everything is reported on there, that it's accurate. A lot of times, things may be somebody else's credit inquiry that doesn't necessarily belong to you, because sometimes they transpose numbers with your social. Sometimes it happens with fathers and sons that are a junior-senior relationship. They don't always put on the junior or the senior, so you see some things there. But if you go to the website or you call the phone number, there's a slide here that they're going to pop up, and you can get a copy of it, and then you can just verify, is this correct? Is this good? Is there a credit card on here that I had from 20 years ago? Do I still need it? So on and so forth.
Mm-hmm. So what would the steps be that someone would need to go through to dispute something on their credit?
So go back to annualcreditreport.com. It's a great website. It has lots of fantastic information on there. Call the credit bureau and you can follow the steps. They'll walk you through it. It's a pretty easy process. It may take a couple of months to get off your credit report, but it's relatively seamless.
Okay. And how often should you look at your credit report?
At least once a year is what I recommend. Some people do it a little bit more often. They have apps and things that they watch their credit. Some credit cards out there, when you get your statement, it'll show you your credit score right away so you can see if it dips. And don't be alarmed if your credit score fluctuates from month to month. It could go down, it could then come back up, but think about what happened during the month. Did you recently open new credit? Did you make a big purchase on a credit card and you haven't paid it off yet because you needed to buy a new refrigerator or something for your home? So you'll see a fluctuation on that. And credit bureaus only update once a month. So you may send your payment in on the 10th, but it might not reflect on your credit report until the 30th because the way their cycle is. So don't be alarmed if it doesn't show on your credit report right away.
Okay. And if you look at it too often, I think I heard one time, if you look at it too often, could that go against you?
It could, yeah. If you have a lot of inquiries on your credit, it can hit. It used to be the old saying was, when you went car shopping, every car dealer would pull your credit and ding your credit. Laws have changed now, so if you're out car shopping and you shop within a range of time, it only counts as one credit pull, so it only affects your credit
okay.
at one time
Mm-hmm.
instead of,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you could go to 5 dealerships on one afternoon or in a matter of like 2 or 3 days. So that could significantly lower your score.
Okay.
But if you use the annualcreditreport.com website, that does not affect it because
okay.
it's a free report. So you're not going to be impacted that way.
Mm-hmm. And that lets you look at the three
It'll
major
let you
credit.
pick. Yes, that is correct. Right. It'll let you pick. There's 3 of them out there: TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian.
Mm-hmm.
TransUnion and Equifax are the ones that are most commonly used. Okay. And it's common that you may have a credit card with ABC Bank and it report to TransUnion and not report to Experian or Equifax. So that's common, and vice versa. So people, you know, it is important for you to check both bureaus or all 3, just because that does happen. Some creditors will only report to one credit bureau and not all 3.
Okay. And should you always, you should have some credit cards, correct?
You
to
should.
Give you a...
You should. I know that there's a big karma out there where credit cards are bad. Credit cards are not bad. You don't have to use it. So your length of your credit history is determined about your opening of credit card accounts, not necessarily a mortgage or a car loan. So if you opened a credit card when you were 25 years old and you haven't used it, but it's still open, I would leave it open. And this is a major credit card. So I'm talking about a MasterCard, a Visa, a Discover, not a Kohl's card or a JCPenney or a store credit card. But the major credit card, leave it open. You can cut the card up. You can put it in your freezer in a bowl of water and it's frozen. You can put it in a safe deposit box. You know, you don't have to use it, but just leave it open because that establishes credit. Mortgage, car loans, those are closed-end loans. So when you pay the loan off, they drop off your credit.
Okay.
When that means if you don't have a credit card or anything else outstanding, or you didn't go buy another car or get another mortgage or some other type of loan, then you don't have any open credit. So if you don't do that for a few years and you come to me, it might be hard to give you the loan. I might be like, well, you don't have any credit.
Okay.
You know, so it is important. I would use credit wisely. You know, credit cards are good, and you just have to be disciplined and stick them in your sock drawer.
Easier said than done. But,
yes,
you know.
it is.
Well, you heard it here from Tracy Reynolds, the Senior Vice President of Cecil Bank, so she should know about this type of thing. And if anybody wants to get in touch with you, how would they do that, Tracy?
They can call the bank at any time. The switchboard number is 410-398-1650, and ask for me, and they'll transfer you over to my office.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing all that great information with us.
Thank you,
That's
Julie.
really good information. Good to know. Okay, and thanks everyone. And this is Julie Elliott signing off from Cecil TV.